All right, so recently finished Perfect Dark again. Decided I kind of want to do a tier list on the levels. Had a really good time playing through the game again. Let you know that I did it a little bit differently. I'm playing the PC port of it, so maybe you've heard of it. There's a GitHub repo. If you just look up Perfect Dark PC port, you'll find it. But you basically can play the game natively on PC now, which means ultra wide MNK, all that. So I'm playing this mouse and keyboard Perfect Agent all the way through the game, right? And wow, it really gives you another perspective on the game as a whole with good frame rate and a different set of controls. Everything from like the weapons to the level design, all of it. You get to kind of peel things back a little bit and look at them differently. And you'd think things would get easier because you're on MNK. You'd be wrong. Game is still damn hard in a lot of circumstances, at least for me. I'm sure there's a lot of ways that you can like game the AI by running straight through them and stuff in certain areas, and I probably did a lot wrong because I don't think I ever finished it on Perfect Agent when I was younger, but it is what it is. But anyway, let's get into ranking some of these levels. Man, where do we start? Well, let's just kind of go in the order. I think this first one, pretty sure this is the Summit. I think this is Airbase, if I remember correctly. Um, cool level concept. Where would I put this though? I don't think I'm gonna put it in S. No, maybe I will put it in S. I really dig this idea of infiltrating, sneaking in. You start with a crossbow. You're trying to kind of like get in, get a costume off of there's like a chick coming in off of a gondola or something. You want to steal the costume, get in, infiltrate. A lot of these missions I find um, I really sort of like applaud their design decisions in them, and I think I rank them a bit higher if I think they had an interesting idea, even if it wasn't always perfectly executed. Once you understand what they were going for, it's I don't know, it kind of raises it up in my book a little bit because a lot of these missions you can finish in a lot of different ways, but this one here, I don't know, I had a good time with it. The infiltration section of it, and then like as soon as you like you hack like this computer or what have you, and the whole thing goes ape shit. The whole mission goes crazy, and I don't know. The tempo of it was a lot of fun for me, and these like Neo 2K, was it late '90s aesthetics are gorgeous on some of these stages, and this one's no exception. This was a beautiful stage, at least for me. Um, let's see here. Moving on. Next up, we got. Well, we'll just do these in order of image. Air Force One. Yeah, Air Force One. Where we're gonna put you? I'm gonna put you in A. I actually, oh man, this one was driving me crazy at first. This is after you board Air Force One in the game, and you're on the plane, and you're trying to find some evidence to show the president to show him that who he's working with is the bad guy, basically, right? And if you play your cards right, you can get through the mission without pissing off the Air Force One guards, and then they'll help you towards the second half of the mission when the plane gets infiltrated. I love that idea. I think it's really cool. But the problem is the execution is it's not really apparent what you should be doing or how you should be doing it. This one's kind of rough. And not only that, but finding like the hatch to get to the what is it, the lower floor is actually pretty damn hard to find if you don't know what you're looking for. It's kind of off in a corner somewhere. Also, the third thing that's rough is if you don't know what you should be doing to knock out the guys downstairs, because there's a couple guys that'll detect you. You're in a costume in this section. They'll detect you and they'll know that you're not legit, and it'll alert all the other friendly guards that you want on your side on the plane. And getting past these two is actually kind of a bitch. You have to like wait for the guy, one of the guys down there, to kind of like go to a corner, and then you can get in the room, but it takes a while sometimes. And you knock them both out, and then the rest of the mission's cake, and it's actually a lot of fun. So yeah, I dig this one. I like the aesthetics too, looking out the window and such, and the little section where Elvis smashes a UFO into the plane is pretty cool. This right here, I'm pretty sure that this mission is the attack ship. This is garbage. This shit sucks. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's like I'm not gonna say it's like the worst thing I've ever played, because there's like the section where the Mayans show up and they kind of help you gun dudes down, and that part's feels kind of cool. It's like, oh, I got buddies, it's kind of a good time. They drop a Callisto if you kill whenever one of them dies, which is cool. It's like I think it's your first time being able to use one, if I remember correctly. Other thing I like too is they give you the AR, and I actually really dig the AR in this game, especially on PC. You'll find if you play this on PC, The AR goes from being like a whatever weapon to like, I don't know. I think it feels awesome to use on PC because you can use the zoom and then still move full speed on MNK, right? You don't have to hold right click and ADS or quote unquote ADS scope or whatever. You can move full speed and then zoom in, and it feels really good to me, at least on PC. But the level itself, holy crap! You start out like with a knife, and you have to like stealth your way over slowly on the first guard, and then you're pretty much using a mauler for like a while. And it's just like you start so weak, and you're just trying to kind of like get through this level with like almost no ammo. And it's also like Skedar, which are, I mean, if you play this game, they're kind of annoying to fight in general. But I hated this level. I had to replay it so many times to get like a good flow to really get through the whole thing. And at the end, like, also Elvis will just like kind of dip sometimes. He'll just kind of like vanish if you don't chill with him, like, and he'll actually just die, and you'll be like, what the fuck happened, right? And in the end, you have to like hold down a room with Elvis where he could just like die in there too. And I don't know, dog shit level. Aesthetics outside of the windows and the ship there are pretty cool. I really dig the fucking stars and the old like, the old skyboxes and stuff look dope to me, at least. Moving on, this right here, I'm putting this like all the way up here. In fact, I might even have to move this down. This is, we're gonna leave it. Actually, I'll put this at the back of S probably by the time I'm done, because I think back on it favorably. But this right here, this is fucking peak. Chicago Stealth is like everything that I dig about Rare game design. It's like, how do I put this? You start off. I feel like this is one of those missions where you have to fuck up a few times still, though, to like really figure out what you should be doing. But once you've seen the whole level and you have an idea of what you're looking for, the pieces kind of fall together, and you end up seeing like all the solutions to the little puzzles, and all the alternate solutions. There's a lot of like ways you can beat this level without like, how you say, going by the book, or at least the book that's outlined for you, which I dig. Number one thing I dig here is probably the music. The music is dope. It's one of the coolest songs in the game, at least for me personally. I'll listen to it sometimes. But you start out and you're just kind of like in an alley. You're trying to figure out like, okay, what do I do here, right? And then you go around the corner. There's like a detective. If you alert him, he alerts the whole entire area to your presence. And so you figure out really quick as you like replay it a couple times. Oh, I got to kill this guy, right? And then you see a couple more of them on the map. There's 3 of them total. If any of them phone in, they alert all the guards, and they start pouring out like crazy. Which is, I think, one of the first times you see a shitload of guards pour out. But the reason I mentioned that, like, there's a lot of different solutions is like you're given like an explosive that you can use, or actually it's not explosive, it's like a hacking device that you can use on a car, and you can have the car go create a distraction for you. But there's also like a secret way, because you're trying to infiltrate a building, and the car, like, that distraction lets you get in. But there's a secret way for you to be able to get in as well, using the bomb spy. And you can find this in like it's like in a trash bin next to some explosive barrels. Um, and like you would have no idea to look here, right? This is definitely some knower shit. But like the first time you like do it though, and figure out like, oh wait, I could approach it this way, or I could do the car thing. And then you find out that there's like all these like sewer grates that go underneath the level, and then there's like a whole club in the corner of the level. You don't even have to go into this club, but if you disarm a guy, he'll open the door and you'll find some dual pistols down there. Just a little Easter egg. Like it's just like so rich with like cool variables. Like, and then there's this like weird sweeper bot kind of going up and down the streets, and then it'll mess you up. I think it's your first encounter with one of these two. Later on, you can fuck them up, but you can't do it in this mission. So I don't know. It's definitely a mission you have to replay, I feel like, a few times. It's not super intuitive to figure out what's going on, but like everything from like the art direction to the design to like the layers of the level itself. I mean, I don't know. I just dig it. Obviously, I've talked about it the longest, so probably will talk about it the longest. Going on from there. This one here is... Oh, this is the outdoor one. Crash Site, I think? Yeah, Crash Site Confrontation. Yeah. We're going to put this here. So, like, looking at the scale of this map, specifically, this is, like, probably the biggest map in the game. I can't believe it, like, actually, that this was, like, on an N64. It's, like, a super ambitious scale for this type of thing. And if you get to come down with the car, I think you can drop it down from the hangar in the previous mission and use the little, like, hover bike for this mission. But, I dig this because there's just so much you can do here. Like you're basically set loose in this big open sandbox. It's almost like it almost feels like you're in like a survival game for a little while. And then I found this like skybox here gorgeous. I like the sprawl of everything and the sense of exploration. At first I was super lost. I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? The one caveat I will give is that like there's so much sprawl that's actually hard to find certain things. Like there's a medic what is this, like a med pack or something that you need to get for the president, and it's like near Air Force One's crash site, but it's like on the ground in just some random ass spot. Like I think I just stumbled across it by luck, and I was like, oh shit, well there it is. But it took me like a few times of playing it before I even found it. Like, and I found it by accident. I wasn't even looking for it when I did find it. Anyway, kind of a cool segment where you use night vision underground, like deep under the level, kill a bunch of dudes and a presidential clone, and then like Trent, one of the bad guys, is here, and you can. It's one of the instances you can disarm him for his gold revolver, which is pretty cool. Um, Overall, though, I just like the scale of it. I will say though, if you're doing this without the hoverbike, this mission would suck. I did it without the hoverbike one time, and it was dead slow. But yeah, I look back on it favorably now. That was a fun mission. This right here, this piece of shit, Deep Sea. I think this is Deep Sea. Pretty sure. This is gonna go pretty low. But I can't put it at the bottom because it's got the far sight. Interesting mission. This is definitely one that I didn't find intuitive. I didn't really like know what to do. I think it starts cool enough. You know, you kind of start out like fighting these cloak guards with shotguns, and it has a kind of an interesting flow. And I dig the art direction for the level too. It's actually beautiful. But then like you're like underwater, and you can you start in this like little like elevator, and you can see like outside, and there's I don't know, it just looks cool to me at least. But as you go further into the ship, everything gets kind of samey, and it's kind of actually hard to figure out like what the fuck am I supposed to do to open these doors. There's like these little pedestals you shoot to get the doors open, and I couldn't figure it out at first. Took me a while to figure it out. And then, oh man, this one also had something pretty funny. The part where we get to Dr. Carroll and he's like corrupted towards the end. You're supposed to use like something for your inventory on him to get him to like, I don't know, to remove his data corruption or fix them or whatever. Anyway, fuck, I didn't know that. I forgot. I forgot I even had it. I didn't even know if I knew I had it. I ended up looking up a guide to remember how to do this shit, and it's actually you have to go to your start menu and like use it manually essentially. After that, it was gold, but it took me fucking a while to figure it out. And what sucks is I like shot him and punched him a few times, and it failed the mission. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? Felt like a numbskull when I realized it was a start menu situation. But anyway, Datadyne Central Defection. This is going to the top of S. What a cool intro to a game. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of like a vertical slice for everything you might expect afterwards. It's got the Easter eggs in it, secret laptop gun. It's got like a interesting design quirks for like objectives. There's the guy that you have to like kind of hold hostage and get him to hack a computer, and then like once he's in, you have if you let him go or you don't do anything, you're not paying attention, he'll like trigger an alarm. But what you want to do is wait for him to hack in, and then you just kill his ass or knock him out or something, right? But I mean, that's what I'm saying though. It's like the layers to those decision makings on something like an N64 game is, I don't know, it's just interesting to me. Also, just the Datadyne building is like such a fucking cool place. Like, it's a cool little design. Some of the floors are a little samey, but you can look outside, see the cityscape, the little elevator ride down to the lower level. I mean, Cassandra's office. The guns you get here is your intro to the CMP, I think, which, by the way, on PC, the CMP is fucking awesome. Like, because you can move diagonally so easily. So I find that in a lot of scenarios, running and gunning is, like, kind of ideal, and that thing is a headshot monster. Might do a weapon tier list at this rate. Anyway, dig this mission. Fucking awesome starting mission to a game. Moving on. What do we got? This is Datadyne, or not Datadyne, sorry, Caryatane Institute, the defense level. I dig this one too. Putting it all the way up there. I will, let me reorder this. There we go. This is just mostly because I love Carrington Institute in general. It's fucking beautiful. The floor, the polished floor, the little statue, the elevator, you know, the outside. I mean, it's awesome, awesome fucking little level. Not only that, but like all the little, you know, training module areas. But anyway, talking about the mission itself, when you know, this is another knower mission. Like once you have an idea of what you should be looking for, I think this is a really fun mission. It does have a lot of frustrating elements. The guards with the shields, and you know, they take a lot of hits, and then before you know what you're looking for, you're like, well, what should I be doing first? Because you have hostages to save. But as soon as you know you should go trigger the guns, and you have a little bit of a plan to trigger them quickly, then the level becomes kind of like this like bum rush, and it's actually super fun. I'm trying to think like if I have any like major complaints. I think it's really cool that like Jonathan's there upstairs defending the place, and like, you know, you got the troops down helping you, and then like there's this like you kind of get to like use all of what the Institute offers you, right? Like you've been going back to this hub world over and over and seeing it, right? And then suddenly it's a fucking combat arena. The whole level is, right? And so you have an idea of where everything is, but what can and can it do for you? And then that pays off when you get the experimental weapon, which is the RCP-120, and that thing is bitchin'. Really fun to use, and you can also use it to just basically like blitz to the end because you can cloak, right? So you can just like grab it and then just run all the way to the, what is it? There's like it's like some kind of drop ship that you have to hack as the last part of the mission. Anyway, at first it's gonna suck until you know, like, okay, here's the fastest way to activate the guns, and then suddenly the mission becomes, I think, really fun. And also you can, like, you know, sort of flex all your knowledge so far, use a little bit of everything. I think you have the AR in this mission too, which once again I mentioned I'm a fan of. So let's see, duel. This is like more of a, I wouldn't call this a level. This is just it's like a training module in the Carrington Institute, and you kill 3 of the enemies. I think it's like Trent, Jonathan, and some rando, and it's really easy. I can't even like really rank it as a level, you know. So I'm just gonna put it in D. All right, so this is Area 51 Escape. This is a pretty famous level for being, you know, dog shit. Escort mission. Starts with the gas, you know, bothering you. Got to push the table with Elvis on and around, and he's clunky to interact with, clunky to move. You get stuck on surfaces. It's hard to get him through doors. It's a total pain in the ass. The only reason this ranks even a little bit higher than the Skedar mission here, the what is it, the attack ship, is because at least you have accuracy weapons in this. You still get the pistol, right? And on MNK that thing does work. So, but other than that, this is like bad thing into bad thing. And then he gets off the table later, and then you got to worry about him and Jonathan the second half, and it's like this clusterfuck of elements that could go wrong at any time if any one of them dies. And yeah, anyone that's played this level knows why it's dog shit. It's dog shit. Also, it's like a lot of retreading, you know. The Area 51 levels in general, I feel like it's just like, it's a huge area that's just kind of like some of the least interesting design, at least visually in the whole game. Very sterile. I'll revisit that in a minute though, because there is things I like about it with some of the later levels. So I think, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, this is the extraction mission. This is a good time. I'll put it like right here, probably put it above Air Force One, because at this point you kind of know the building and you're running back through it, and it's kind of a fun romp out. It's just the same as this level except for in reverse, but you know, it's a good time. With like some of the quirks they add, like the night vision thing. What keeps it up here is I really like the section where you can use the night vision against the enemies towards the end when you get held up by a group. By flipping the light switch on, you can blind all of them. Super cool idea. Dig that. Let's see here. Next up, this is G5, I think. Yeah. This is going to rank high for me because it plays off of Chicago and your decisions in Chicago. Like, where did you plant the remote mine, right? Like, and that changes, like, how you exfiltrate from this building. I love that, like, cascading design between the two levels. Like, it's such a cool idea. And the level itself is, it doesn't have too much to write home about. It's got a little, like, bot sequence where you pilot a little robot, and you kind of like spy on the conspirators. And I mean, it's kind of a straightforward level. It's got stealth guards that you got to take out, and you got other guys you got to take out before they set the alarm. But I think it's fun close quarters. You can do it stealthy. You can kind of approach it however you'd like, really. But I think stealthy really works out for the first half at least. I'll probably put it a little lower than that though. Maybe I feel like Chicago really carries this level in my mind. I'm gonna put this in B actually. Yeah, I think I like Air Force One a little bit more. Yeah, these I like more. But you can get the N bomb, which I think that thing's funny. It's hard decision. Nah, put it in B. It's really piggybacking off of Chicago in my mind. All right, moving on. We got this is the outside Area 51. I don't dig this. It's going here at least. Actually, I'll put it above here because at least here, like, you can pilot a hover bike around. It's got a lot of sprawl until you get a bike though, and it's a lot of walking. And then there's these turrets, and you start in a really shitty position with guys right in your face. Yeah, overall, this place sucks. The only cool thing I thought was interesting here is being able to knock out the. I think you can knock out a guy for a key card or something, and then you can get a Phoenix early in the next Area 51 level if you did that. But other than that, it's I don't know. This over here felt like a mess of concepts. The minefield, you know. You're definitely going to just fuck up and go through the minefield once. I don't even think there's any way of knowing that there is a minefield there. You just have to figure it out one time, and you die, and you go, oh, well, I'm sad. And then you know to throw a grenade or something in the future. But it's like, there's a lot of, like, half-handed design decisions here that just, like, I feel like the game doesn't really give you good info. Like what should I be blowing up? You're supposed to take out the hover bikes, right? You can take out, what is it, like 2 out of the 3 of them or something like that for the objective. But it's like, well, is that what they want me to take out, or is it something else? Because, like, later on there's the thing flying in the sky trying to shoot you down, and you might think that is the thing that you're supposed to be taking out. Because before this, I don't think I see the name of the hover bikes anywhere. Anyway, I don't know. This place confused the shit out of me. I spent a while here, actually. Moving on. This is a Data 9 level. Research investigation, I think. It's alright. It's got... The reason I gotta put this low, it's that damn cleaning bot. I'm sorry. Like, cool idea, terribly executed. Like, where you get stuck having to wait for it to open doors for you in certain sections. Oh my god. I will say that I think, once again, it's kind of cool how the different, like, you know, the lab technicians act and stuff when you come into the room. It's kind of, like, randomized a little bit. There's also, like, that random... There's also, like, weapon testing happening here. So, like, you'll find a guy with, like, an AK underneath one of the labs, like, just testing it out on a target. I think that's, like, I don't know, it's just cool world building. And you get an AK early, or what was it, K7, I think is what it's called. Not my favorite gun. It's okay, though. I still like it more than a dragon, at least. I think it's more accurate than a dragon. But dragon fucking sucks. I hate that thing. And you get the dragon for, I feel like, most of the game. Aesthetically, not much to write home about. Generic lab. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a whatever level. I feel like this is the meat between the two other Data 9 levels, and it's not the best. It's more like filler than anything. Let's see. Moving on. I'd like to say that this is War, and that this is at Mayan SOS. I think I can't actually fucking tell. So I'm not gonna rank these yet. Well, we'll do War. How about that? We'll do War. I'll B rank War because I'm sure a lot of people will hate this mission. You can do this mission so damn fast though if you know what you're doing. Like, I think I just, like, triangle or diagonal dash through the whole mission. Shot one Skedar. I learned this from speedrunning because you can one bang the kings, the Skedar kings or whatever those things are in this mission, with the charged up Mauler shot. So I would just bum rush this whole level. Just run through it, get a Mauler, run to the end, kill the first guy. It spawns less guards in because of that. And then after that, the rest of the level makes a lot of sense. And then there's a section where you have to kill the second, I don't know if they're kings or knights or what they are, but kill the second knight and then the room floods and you can just run around in circles with the phoenix, blowing dudes up. And I don't know, I had a lot of fun. I think the faster you try to do this, the more fun you're gonna have, and the better time you're gonna have. If you try to do this slow, this level is probably terrible because it's just like non-stop waves of Skedar. But I had a good time, weirdly, and yeah. Um, Same with this one. Actually, I think this level's dope. This is Mr. Blonde's Revenge. I think, actually, I think I'm just gonna A rank this. I'm gonna put it like right here. Yeah, put that here. Maybe I'll move Air Force One down because Air Force One is kind of like, it's got cool stuff in it though. Like the blowing up the, what is it, the little hatch that all the guards are coming through. I like that idea. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. But Mr. Blonde's Revenge, I feel like when I first played it, it was so freaking frustrating because okay, this is like the first mission where you're playing basically as the bad guy, right? Um, but you're given a certain set of tools right at the gate. You're given a cloaking device. You're given like a mauler, you know, and a couple different bomb gadgets, and you have to bomb an elevator, get up to the next floor, get Cassandra, get the hell out. So what makes this mission really cool is that like how you use the cloaking device. Like it's there for a reason. It's in your inventory for a damn good reason. So I think if you just start on the first floor and you just try to like bum rush kill everything, you're gonna have a bad time. But what I did was I cloaked, bombed the elevator, got to the elevator that leads up to the next floor, uncloaked so I could save my cloak, then killed the captain, which is one of the objectives, and then I just beeline for the top floor, the next floor up, and then I just killed a couple guards on the way up. Um, Ping the next elevator, a whole bunch of guards came up. I cloaked and got in with them, which I thought was dope. Went up one more floor, walked out, bomb spot all of them, and then when I got Cassandra and got the fuck out the building, that's how I did it. And I'm gonna be like real. I think you could do this like 9 different ways. Like, and it's the Datadyne building again, by the way, which we've already established is pretty cool little design. But it's just that like they intended for you to like experiment, I think, and that pays off in dividends if you just mess around with the cloaking and make a little plan. And so I think this mission's actually really sick. It grew on me as I fucked it up over and over. It grew on me. So this, I'm gonna say that this is my NSOS. It's got to be right. Like I don't know. One of these is. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this is my NSOS. This mission, this mission's hard as fuck. You start with like no health. I'm gonna C rank it. I'm gonna B rank this one too. I'm gonna put this B rank. Actually, do I want to swap these two? Nah, this is still Datadyne building. I still like this more. This is gonna stay up there. Okay, so if this is my NSOS, you start with like half health. I think the only thing that keeps us from being D tier is the Psychosis gun, because you can use it on the guy with the dual goalies, and he runs around slaughters dudes. You don't even have to do that, but it's just really cool that they added it, and it's funny and fun. Another mission, which is like, it's a full Area 51 mission with pretty much the whole map open, and it's, oh man, it's a slog. It's such a fucking slog, because there's just like a lot of like, I feel like there's like a rush level, you know? Like there's a lot of like, what should I be doing here? Like getting out of the first room, what should I be doing? I actually found a creative solution for the first room. I Psychosis gunned the first guy, just took it off the table and shot him, and he opened the door and I left, and I was like, oh, that's how you're supposed to do it. No, it's not. You're supposed to shoot the damn bed that you spawned on, and it blows up and it opens the fucking glass. That's how you're supposed to do it. Anyway, if I would have done it that way the first time, I would have known that I need to shoot the other bed in the other room to beat the first objective. Anyway, I was really lost like every step of the way in this mission. I will say that. Because later on, you have to blow up your UFO. And I'm like, oh, there's barrels all over it. And I shoot the barrels and it doesn't blow up. I'm like, well, actually, sorry, let me rephrase that. The first time, it blows up in my fucking face and nukes the whole room, and I die. And I'm like, okay, next time when I get back, maybe I'll just shoot a barrel near it and walk away. I tried that. Barrel didn't fucking kill it. I was like, what? Huh? That's not what happened the first time. What the fuck? So I move really far away. I start trying to push barrels towards it because I think that's the only way I'm gonna be able to blow it up. And then like it doesn't blow up. And then I shoot it a few times and it blows up and I'm still too close and I die again. And I'm like, what the fuck? So reload the whole mission, get back to the UFO. This goddamn flying saucer. I I just shot the fuck out of it from a mile away, you know, and like I didn't want to do that because I'm perfect age and I have like low ammo, but I had enough and I made it happen. And then the last area here, it's like mad confusing because it's like you have to shoot through these like office walls. It's like you've never even seen this surface in the entire game, really. Like, there's no other place really where you shoot through these cubicle walls. But the game wants you to do that to finish a mission. I'm like, how the fuck were you supposed to figure that out? There's no like indicator. You don't have any special vision or anything to like show you it. You just have to kind of like look at your environment and go, oh, that looks pretty destructible, and just try some shit, right? But and there's a lot of that in this game. We're gonna get to another really big example of that here in a second, but this is an annoying one. Yes, it's okay. I actually think I think it's an okay mission because of the psychosis gun, though. That little thing added some charm. Other than that, it's just a retread Area 51 with some bullshit and no health. All right, this is what is this? Pelagic 2, I think. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Pelagic 2. So, where are we putting Pelagic 2? This is kind of grown favorably for me, actually. We're gonna go ahead and A rank this. When I first played it, I was like, this is dog, and I tried to beat the first puzzle. It's like an eight terminal puzzle that you press them in certain order, and you unlock a thing that lets you disable the power for the ship that you're on or whatever. I didn't know you're supposed to use your scanner glasses on them, so I was just doing it like thinking that I could. I was basically brute forcing it each time, and then I realized, oh, you can put these on and see the actual buttons that you need to press. But anyway, after I figured that out, and fucked up a few times, this mission, you get the CMP, the little SMGs, and you just go hand, just start running through this ship, gunning stuff down, and it's a freaking blast if you just speed run it. Honestly, I also really dig the underside of the ship where Elvis goes and kicks it. It's like this, like, I don't know, you'll see. It's like well, maybe you won't see. It's like underneath the ship there's like this like a glass cage surrounded by water. I think it looks really badass. But anyway, the whole thing is just just fucking action filled romp. It's a good time. At least the way I played it. Just running and gunning all the way through, shooting through the windows to keep cover between you and the ads. The only part that kind of sucks, I think, you meet up with Elvis at one point and you kind of have to defend him in these like really tight hallways. He never died for me here, but I could see how it would happen for probably a lot of people. Yeah, aesthetic and the flow of this level is cool. And there's this really cool section where you have to like hold up these guys in like the what is it? It's like in the central helm or something, at the command, at the controls for the ship, and they're all chilling there, and you kind of hold them up and then get them to do some stuff to throw the ship off course. And then one of them says, "You freaking traitors," and busts out a magnum, starts trying to cap him. You got to kill him, then hold the other guy hostage. Like that whole part is gold. Really, really cool sequence. All right, moving on. What do we got? This is Area 51 Rescue. I really don't like this level. It's going low. Yeah, it's going like at least here. The Area 51 levels in general, Jesus. The only thing I think was kind of cool here was using the dragon instead of the stupid crate they spawn you in with, because it starts off like an escort mission where you drag a box through the level to use the explosives in it to blow open a wall to get into Area 51 proper. When you learn that you can just throw your fucking dragon and shoot it and use it as a bomb to open the same wall, that's cool. Like, I love that like alternative like decision making that you can do. But other than that, though, the rest of this level, yeah, it's kind of a wash. There's some fact finding. You use your X-ray vision to find like an alien in a pod that you have to stare at for a while. I don't know. This place was just kind of repetitive and kind of whatever. You meet up with Jonathan at one point. I did kind of like the part where you infiltrate like a bathroom and steal an outfit to get into the last area so you can grab Elvis. But like other than that, I just think it's kind of a wash of a level. It's not really aesthetically interesting, as I've mentioned in the Area 51 levels. Like either I just didn't find it visually appealing, but I don't know, it's all subjective. And then we got some interesting ones to end on. We got, how shall we do this? Skadar Ruins. It's probably gonna surprise some people. I'm gonna B tier this actually. I'm gonna put it like right here. When I first started doing this level, and there's a lot to be said about the the Skadar sections or the late game sections of this game, but on PC versus doing it on 64, I feel like it's just so much more doable. You start out with a Falcon with like a shitload of ammo, right? It takes like 10 headshots to kill these things on Perfect Agent. Once you have a rhythm for this level and you understand what it wants from you, it's actually like really. I thought it was really fun. But that's the thing. It's like there's so many like little puzzles and like non-intuitive moments in this level as a first-time player that it's like I actually had to look some shit up. Um, I could see most people freaking hating this place, but like by the time I finally had like a flow, I knew to tag the right objectives and I knew like to blow up certain pillars, blah blah blah. It really comes together. The big thing with this one, I think, is that one of the pillars, you just can't tell that it's one of the ones that you can tag or explode. It's one of the objectives. It's marked on your little radar that you can activate, but it's like when you look at it, it doesn't look like any of the other ones. It's like a giant one versus all the other ones are like these little thin like rail pillars, right? So when you look at it, you're like, well, is this the right thing? Like, there's a lot of that in this game. There's a lot of like you might as well shoot it once to figure out if it's the right thing, right? But I dilly dallied a lot, and I can like for a while I was like, am I supposed to get on top of this area somewhere? Like I got lost for a while, and eventually I just tried tagging it once and it worked, and I was like, oh okay. This level has something really cool though, where if you blow up the pillars that you don't have to tag, you can get a pair of dual phoenixes for the rest of the level, which are explosive pistols or badass. And you can kind of make the rest of the level really easy for you, and that leads to one of the like least intuitive things ever. Like I don't even know what they were thinking. You get to the canyon after that first section I described, and it's like there's this rock and there's a ladder hidden inside of the rock. You look at this rock face, kill a couple Skedar near it, and it's like, what in the fuck do I do here? There's no visual indicator really, besides you can see part of a rail of the ladder in the upper right corner, kind of jutting out of the rock. But dude, like, imagine being on a 64 with shitty texture resolution trying to like diagnose this, right? Like, I had no idea you were supposed to blow that shit up. You shoot it once with an explosive pistol shot, or if you have the Devastator on you, still you blow it up, right? It blows the rock wall off and you get up. But it's like maybe I was supposed to use the IR glasses there or something. I don't know, but I don't feel like that worked either. I feel like I did that once. Anyway, once you blow it up, the rest of the level is pretty long still. There's a whole section after that that's just a distraction. You don't even have to do it because there's another rock wall that you can blow up with explosives and the IR vision. And that leads to the rest of the level. And there's a little like floor puzzle that unlocks a bridge, and there's a lot to it that I could see tripping people up, especially the last boss. The last boss is kind of a party. uh, I definitely saw a guide before I did that, and it was pretty easy with the Phoenix because the explosive rounds blow his shots up in his face, and you can shoot the statue above him easier. So the fight was actually really really easy, but. I will say that like I like what they were going for here though. And there's part where you have to sacrifice a gun to the gods or something to open a door. Like there's just all these little puzzles, right? So overall, I thought like when those design elements came together and you knew what to do, it's a cool level. Until then though, it's like it's confusing as hell. I will say that. So I can't rank it higher than this, but I think overall it's a cool conclusion. Um, and the last level, Carrington Institute. This place, or not Carrington, don't crack. Carrington Institute, no. This is the Carrington Villa? Yeah, the villa. This place, this place is probably a lot of people's favorite level. I could see why. Um, so many layers to it, right? Like, let's see. You start kind of like, on Perfect Agent at least, you start on a dock, and you're pretty much jump scared immediately. It's like, what do I do? Oh god. Like there's two guards in your face, karate chop their asses, and you kind of get to work from there. But it's like there's like multiple floors to the villa. Um, there's just so many different like designs to the room. This place is like super ambitious in my mind for like an N64 level. It's one of like the only areas that are like just properly outside during the day, right? Um, you have to like kill these like hackers, and I don't know. It's hard to describe. There's so many like different cool little objectives that you do running around this place, and little secrets, guns hidden in corners and in boxes and little rooms, and then there's a whole underside, the cellar where you save Carrington. I don't know. Dope level though. Really really cool. Aesthetically, probably my favorite level, too. Alright, well, that wraps it up. Overall, played on MNK, played on PC, it's a good fucking time. Can't recommend it enough, and it changes the whole feel for the game. So you might be surprised with some of the guns. Later.